Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily pick a card tarot reading. I always ask you to please choose the stone that really resonates with you, your intuition would have you choose. And then let's start the reading. For those of you who chose this really light, it's a really light blue agate. We have got, and I will put the timestamps below in the description so you can find it. But we've got the Fool, Major Arcana in the middle, Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. So the Fool is, it's a card that would suggest that you have something new happening today. There's a new start to something. And the Fool's attitude is one of just jumping out there. It's one of hopefulness. It's one of, sometimes you get to the place where even if you may feel guarded, because we have the Nine of Wands there, this guy's pretty wary. Sometimes you need to, when your gut and your spirit knows it's time to move ahead on something, you just have to go. Just have to go and see how it is. Now, that's not to be foolish, of course. We don't want to do anything that is it's just really unwise and really has huge consequences for us if it goes bad. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that. But we also don't want to let our guardedness and things we've gone through in the past, and we have the Six of Cups too, so that's all about looking backwards. It's about nostalgia. We don't want to let our guardedness prevent us from getting into the next good thing that Spirit wants for us. So that's what this reading is all about. You're encouraged, if you do look back at the past, you're encouraged to look at the positives with the Six of Cups. You're encouraged to look at the things that went well. Yes, we know the things that didn't go well. And that's okay. It's okay to look at those, learn from them, become wiser. That's what life is all about. But we need to be careful not to paint it with such a broad brush of negativity, that we can't see the positives that happened in the past. And so frankly, sometimes we need to set it aside and go out. If the energy of the Fool, if it's drawing us and it feels like our gut and it feels like our spirit, and you can always spend some time in meditation and journaling and whatever to try to get to that, talking to trusted others, but there's a point of doing that too much too. We have to be careful not to let our worries or fears stop us, or other people's worries or fears stop us. So it may be time to try something new and not assume anything bad's going to happen, and just walk out in that kind of faith that, hey, must be the next good thing. All right, so for those of you who chose the purple stone, we have the King of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. So we don't have Major Arcana today, so that must mean that, it's not a huge shift kind of day or anything. But boy, you've got, it's so interesting. So this day to me looks like there are a number of things moving forward, and they're moving forward just fine. It might feel kind of busy. It may feel kind of busy with the 8, but also you certainly have the energy to keep going with it, and you certainly are able to keep it moving in the right direction, whether it feels like that or not. Sometimes the Eight of Wands, it's just there's a few different things you're thinking of or you're doing or accomplishing. The Eight Wands are goals, Wands are purposes. So, but they're moving forward because you really have this King of Wand energy today, where you're able to get things done, achieve your goals. Keep focused. You have that maturity. But the Page of Cups over here is also saying, hey, but don't forget about me. The Page of Cups likes to be a little spontaneous, likes to have some fun, likes to just follow his impulses a bit. The little fish talking out of the cup, and the cup is about emotion. So the Page of Cups likes to just sort of go with the flow. He's lively, sometimes impulsive, sometimes, maybe he makes choices that aren't so hot, out of his emotions. He's young, you know what I mean? So you've got these two energies today inside of you, and how to accommodate each, right? Because the King of Wands, he's purposeful. He's very focused. He hangs on to his purpose. He's going to get it done. But the Page of Cups says it's not always time to be focused. Sometimes it's time to, just follow your fancy. And so I think that today the challenge is to find some time for this, or to get some things done today and give yourself an opportunity for this soon, very, very soon, one or the other, so that you can have a little bit of time to relax and just do what feels good for you emotionally to do. Be led by that for a little part of your day, if possible, or even a big part of your day. But just know that with this King of Wands energy, you'll be able to come back to your goals, your purposeful, your purpose-driven behavior, because that is going quite well for you right now. All right. Well, for those of you, and I do have to tell you guys, as I'm saying these readings, when I say things are going well for you, I can almost feel the resistance for some of you. Like, no, they're not really. You know what I mean? And I think that I'm led to say these kinds of things because we, a lot of times, are terribly self-critical, and we tend to focus on the negative because that's the way our brains are wired, to identify problems and focus on them and resolve them, or threats and focus on them and resolve them. So it's sort of a wiring thing. But you know what? It also helps us sometimes to manifest more of the same. So if we can focus on what we're doing well, we sometimes tend to manifest more of that. All right. So for those of you who chose this lime green stone, we have the 5 of coins. We've got the 4 of swords and the 6 of coins. All right. Yeah, you know what? I think this reading, as I'm looking at these together, they're not major arcana. So this isn't a huge theme in your life right now or anything like that. But today, you might feel a little bit of lack. You might feel a little under the weather or tired. You might feel the 5 of coins is all about a sense of, I don't have enough sources of security. I don't have enough health. I don't have enough wealth. I don't have enough stability, something. It's a sense of lack, maybe feeling shut out from interacting with others in a way that would make you feel more secure. So that is all about a sense of lack. However, these two are right near the church door. I mean, they're about to go in where there's abundance and there's warmth, and they're about to go in. And the 4 of swords is usually saying something about maybe feeling sick, or like you just need a retreat from life. You need to put the swords on the shelf, not think about it. You need to just chill out for a while. So, and I think with these two cards, this doesn't actually mean giving, but receiving today. I think it means receiving today. So today is a day, and like I said, it's not major arcana, so I'm not thinking this is a huge deal or anything like that, but it might be a day where you feel a little depleted. You feel like you do need some help, or you need some encouragement, or you need something to help you to feel more secure. Maybe you need to take care of your health. Coins are health. Maybe you need to receive that, time to rest or take care of your health. So there is a sense of needing to rest, rejuvenate, regenerate. And this, I think, is saying, please, you can do that. And also there's a sense of saying it is really all right to receive. We don't always need to be giving. We can be receiving too. We all go through different phases of our lives, different seasons. And sometimes we're in the season where we're receiving. And by the way, that is a gift to other human beings, because we all need to be in that flow. And so for other human beings to be in a flow of giving, a lot of times that's just, it's a spiritual thing. It's really, it's a good thing for them. We have to do this for each other. So this is not anything that we need to feel bad about or hesitate. If we need something, it is okay to ask. So that's what I've got. It's okay to focus on your needs. It's okay to receive. That's all right. Okay, for those of you who chose the orange stone, we have the Six of Swords. Oh, we have two major arcana. Six of Swords, Devil card, Star card. Okay, don't worry about the devil. I always say that. Please don't worry about the devil. All of these cards play a part in a life, our lives, a life cycle. So the devil usually is around when we are thinking about something repeatedly, maybe even obsessively, or doing something repeatedly, maybe excessively, but we feel kind of trapped in it. It's compelling. It's compelling. We feel a little compelled, like it's hard for us to avoid those thoughts or behaviors. That's the devil card. And it usually rises up to get us ready for a change. It usually kind of ramps up the heat. It ramps up the heat to get us ready for a change that Spirit wants to bring in, for something good Spirit wants to bring in. A lot of times it's in our lives because we're resisting. A lot of times it's in our lives because oh goodness, there's an area that Spirit wants us to go into, or there's something new Spirit wants us to try. There's help Spirit wants us to get. There's something like that. I mean, there's a move that Spirit would love to have us do because, Spirit always wants us to be happy. Spirit always wants to bring us the desires of our heart. Sometimes we know what we want, but we're not aware that a certain pattern is blocking it. Sometimes we are aware that something is blocking it. And we think and think and think, how can I get out of this? What can I change? What can I do? Well, Spirit uses the devil to get us ready for a new change. Hopefulness, Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is also about knowing that turbulence in an area of your life is behind you. And maybe you've gone through some difficult things, and maybe you've had to learn some things, but they will profit you. These lessons are taken to the calmer shores over here. They do profit you. So you have a combination here. You have some thoughts and understandings and revelations that will profit you. Good to think about, good to process. And then you've got other things that just, it goes nowhere when you think about it or worry about it. The Star card suggests go with the kinds of thoughts that bring you hope. These kinds of repetitive thoughts, you don't need to give them any attention. You don't need to figure them out. Sometimes you just need to think about the future. Sometimes you just need to look back and realize that whatever difficult thing you've gone through or been going through, you've learned a lot from it. And you need to ask yourself, how are these lessons going to make my future better? How can I be hopeful? The Star card is about hope, being hopeful. We don't need to be mired in a thought pattern or a behavioral pattern that just does us no favors, because we're actually moving ahead. And sometimes this may mean that you've been through some difficult things. That's part of the reason why you've had this repetitive stuff going on, thoughts, behaviors. But I think you're encouraged to be hopeful and to use your intellect. Swords are intellect, and think about or write about how these things are going to help you move into a better future, how they're going to help you plan. Swords are also planning. See, we can either avoid and go round and round and round in circles thinking, worrying, maybe having a repetitive thought of regret, those kinds of awful things, awful thoughts. We can either deal with what's going on, make plans, face it head on, and find out there's hope, or we can stay stuck in this. Sometimes it's just a matter of we don't even realize we're stuck in something like that until we shine a spotlight on it and go, oh, and maybe even we start to write and we start to order our thoughts and organize our thoughts, and we get more into this, which is much more hopeful. So for what it's worth, I just wanted to let you know what the cards are telling me. This might be a day where you have a real breakthrough. This might be a day where you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I get it. I see what I need to do. And I'm not going round and round in this other stuff that's really a distraction. Now I see what I've been through, what I need to do, what I need to go forward, what my plans need to be. So the star card is going to shine the light of hope in you and help you to do that. Because there's always hope, you guys. Always. No matter what we've been through, there's always, always hope. The power of our mind is amazing. And if we can just start to turn our thinking just a little bit in the direction of more hopeful, like, I think things could be better. We're not talking unrealistic. We're talking, this is intellectually sound. This is intelligent. We're talking realistic. But if we can start to turn our mind that way, things really do pay off. Once in a while, for some people, the repetitive behavior is addictive behavior. It's sort of, this is an obsessive kind of thing, or this is an addictive kind of behavior. So if that's the case for you, the 6 swords would suggest that you need to make plans. You need to do what's logical to help yourself. And there may be several things, So that's important too, because for so many of these things, we need other people as well. We need other people. We need help. As part of our planning, we can bring in the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is all about using human institutions for the greater good, using human institutions where we all come together to accomplish something, to be able to do something we couldn't do on our own. So for a few of you, this is about addiction and this is about recovery stuff. Help for recovery, There's always hope. This is an extremely powerful card, the Star. And there's hope. There's power and hope in itself. Even if you're not there, even if you don't know how you're going to get into your future, the hope itself is very powerful. All right. So I sure hope you have a wonderful day. And I thank you all so much. Bye-bye.